So we don't forget.
Hello, hello, everybody. 2026. As you jump on, please type your name in the chat. Tell us where you're calling from.
I want to know what's in your cup. Tell me what's in your cup. What are you drinking in your homestead?
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Rena. Leanne. Michelle. Gal.
Hey.
Type in where you're from and take a minute to just feel the music.
It's a lot, Erin. That's a lot.
And sorry, only do what you wish.
Yeah,
Everything is optional.
This whole day is like Nava.
And just take a minute. I invite you, as we're waiting for everybody to join, to take a minute to listen to the words of this song. To really take a minute to drop into this vibration. What we're doing here is a vibe, y'all. We are creating a vibe. And this accountability group is a vibe. And this music is definitely a vibe. So as you come on, say hello in the chat. We'll wait about 1 minute and then we'll start just taking a minute to listen. Feel the gratitude. You can even move your body if you feel inclined. Because as we get in our hearts, get in our gratitude, get in our joy, get in our bodies, we raise our vibration. We raise our frequency, and that's how we attract. So thank you all for being here. Hey, Appaloosa, welcome. Welcome, Brad. So happy to have you all. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Destia. Good to have you all. Thanks for being here. We're going to take 30 more seconds to just feel the music, listen to the words, feel the vibe.
Is it Morning Queen energy, Erin?
And then we will get started.
I'll copy it. What's the name of the song, Erin?
This song is called Grateful. Grateful.
Can you
And
post
let's just go ahead and,
She
I'll
did.
post it. Let's go ahead and close our eyes to start. Just dropping in together. Letting the vibration of the gratitude song ripple through your body.
In your bloodstream.
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. There we go. So closing your eyes, dropping into your breath, dropping into your presence and this beautiful moment. Taking a moment to celebrate yourself, whether you're here live or listening to the recording. Celebrate yourself for getting yourself here, for saying yes. January is the month of yes. So just let yourself bathe in your own acknowledgement, your own celebration that you are here, that you are showing up fully to this moment. Taking some deep breaths into your center, wherever you find your center to be, whether it's your womb or your solar plexus. Feeling your shoulders relax. Feeling your center and the space of wisdom expand. And dropping a golden cord of light down into the earth to feel yourself deeply rooted into the Great Mother. And now taking a few breaths into your heart. Feeling your connection to your heart and feeling the connection to all the other hearts on this Zoom. All the hearts, all the souls that have said yes, that are saying yes, that are showing up, that are here for this mission that we are on together. And when you're ready, go ahead and opening your eyes, looking around the room at who is here. I invite you to open your camera and your video so that we can see your beautiful face. I understand if you can't, there are moments when that is true. But if you can, I would love to just see who is here, just checking out these beautiful faces in these little squares that we get to play with. Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here to our first accountability meeting. And thank you so much, Meredith, for the inspiration and really spearheading this. I want to just really acknowledge you for the effort and the vision that you've put into this. And just so excited to be on this journey with you. It's today going to be leading the meeting myself, Meredith, Jules, and Annette. We will each be playing a part here with you today. And I just want to speak for a minute before I pass it to Meredith about this container and the season that we're in. And, you know, last night we had a beautiful meeting with Austin. He invited the four of us onto a Zoom from Joe Dispenza. He's there for a week at an event called Divine Timing. And it was so beautiful to just drop into the coherence with him and to feel him in the field of the Joe magic, right? The magic of deep listening, deep connection, infinite potential and possibility, and to feel his heart and his soul and the work that he's doing inside of himself in service of this mission. It was so incredible just to witness him in that. And he chose to do this because he understands that this is a season of receptivity, right? This is a winter season. We are in a season of listening. We are in a season of preparing. This isn't a season of like massive, radical, oh my God, explosive action and results and all the things that sometimes our little brain thinks that we want right away. Right? This is a season of receptivity, listening, preparing, getting ourselves into the vibration, into the frequency, into the state of being, and the commitment and the decision really that's going to help catapult and magnetize everything else. The results will come. And this container is not one of expectation. This container is not one of, you have to do this by this date. Right? This is not a container of pressure or push. This is a container right now, especially today, of deep listening, of deep preparation, of deep curiosity of why am I here, really? And how can I do more of my work and my listening to be able to prepare myself for the momentum that is coming? Because trust me, the momentum is coming. I have no doubt that the momentum is coming. And this is a time of listening and getting ready. So I just wanted to open up with that this is a time of creating safety together, of creating presence together in order to live out the big mission that we're here to live. So with that, Meredith, I will pass it to you, love.
Thank you, Erin. And thank you for that wonderful meditation. It's so Naba to come together and really just expand into each other, into our heart before we even get down to business, right? That's what I love about this community, that we're willing to go there and do that work. And I just want to echo a little bit of what Erin was saying before we go any further. I want to just orient us into what this container is about, in what it is and what it isn't. And I have a barking dog. One moment, please. Okay. And so what it's not is a hype circle. We're not here to create pressure, just like Erin said. None of that is what this is for. You do not have to prove yourself. This is truly just a 6-week momentum creator. It's like a container for you to create momentum. And you don't even have to know what you're doing yet to be here. All you have to do is know that you want to create a space where you're not going to give up on yourself in your NABA business. And this is why we're all coming together. And this is for people who understand that habits develop skills with which it takes to create that momentum. So the momentum isn't supposed to be here already, right? And if it's not because you did something wrong. Some of you have some, some momentum on one of your legs, maybe on both of your legs. Some of you don't. Wherever you are is perfect. It's perfect. We're all creating the habits to develop the skills to create both teams underneath us to be having overflowing waterfalls of energy and momentum. But week 1 is intentionally going to be an inward week. It's not going to be external fireworks. We're really just building the foundation. And if you think about a foundation, they're not fancy, right? They're just steady. They're steady and they help us really find our footing. So that's what week 1 is all about. If we do it right today, you're going to leave here feeling oriented to what this is all about. And that is a huge piece of a strong foundation, knowing why you're here. So let's just talk some truth about networking. Okay, most people do not fail at networking. They quit because no one ever really gave them the map around the truth about timing, right? So they expect things to be happening sooner than they're allowing themselves to develop the skill to make it happen. And we are all here because we want to be leaders. And if we look around, we know there's 71 people who raised their hand to join an accountability group like this accountability group, to hold themselves accountable for something. And we are the first 71 people to raise our hands and do that. So if you're here, you are a part of the DNA of what NABA is becoming. And if this company does well, it's because of you and me and all of us together and what we are giving to ourselves through this business and each other. So we have to own that. There's nobody here in this room that's already got it all figured out, because we're figuring it out together and we're so grateful to have each other, right? We don't have to do this alone. This is one of my favorite things about having a networking business is you're not alone. This is a community, and NABA is an even bigger expression of community. It's not just a business community, but it is for us. There's so many layers to the community that NABA is. So I want to just share the truths with you. They're not ugly, they're not pretty, they're just truths. That skill always has to come before momentum. And the skill that we're learning here, we're going to talk about in depth in next weeks as we go along. But this is really just about owning the fact that momentum comes when we do the repetitions. It's not about looking at your paycheck right now. It's about looking at what I'm doing. How am I creating myself to be the person who can have momentum, right? Who is the rainmaker, if you will, of my life and my paycheck through NABA. Momentum is something that is, sometimes people think that, their paycheck and momentum, like they have it all backwards in the timing, right? They're like, I'm going to quit because I'm just not making enough money and da, 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 da. Whereas if you stay with it, and this is what accountability is really about, we're holding each other accountable so that we don't give up on ourselves. The grand awareness that I want to like impel into your brain is to know and acknowledge and accept that this is a skill-based business. And at the beginning, it's going to look flat. Not because it doesn't work, and not because you're not good enough, and not because nothing's happening. It's because everything that's happening is happening inside you. You're learning. You're learning how to speak about NABA, right? How many of you are learning how to speak about NABA? Right? NABA is, even if we've had experience networking before, we have not had experience networking about NABA. This is new for us. Some of the OGs have a little bit more time, but this is a whole new iteration with Quicksilver and all of that. So we're learning. We're learning how to talk about it in a way that feels authentic to us. We're also learning how to deeply listen to other people about what their needs are, about how they might want to fit in to NABA, right? Meeting people where they're at. We're learning how to follow through with those conversations, how to follow up with those conversations in a way that, again, resonates for us in the season that we're in. And how to stay visible, how to stay visible with our messaging without that immediate external validation. That's what makes people quit sometimes, because they don't feel like their audience is really hearing them. The people that they want to speak to aren't really hearing them. This is a phase and it's called skill accumulation. And so that's all normal. I just want to normalize some of the stuff for you. Early stages of this skill acquiring phase it feels awkward. Anybody? Put it in the chat if you've had an awkward moment already with your NABA business in any way, shape, or form, just so people know this is normal. This is normal. I know I have. So stage one feels awkward midway, like the middle stage. So after you get over the awkwardness, now you're in the middle stage. It can feel quiet because you've already run through maybe your warm market circle, the people that you're comfortable talking to, right? Then it's like, oh, well, everybody that I know has already said yes or no, and I don't know who else to talk to. So it gets a little quiet again. That's mid stage. And then if you keep going, you'll move into late stage. You're going to get good at the skills of reaching out to new people. You're going to learn how to reach into your team's network. And you're going to learn how to reach people who you didn't know before. And when you're in that late stage, that looks like overnight success to somebody who's just watching from the outside, because they weren't in your body developing those skills with you, developing that foundation. So just remember that. Remember that we're here together in this very awkward early stage, and we have each other's ears so that we were all agreeing that, hey, this is awkward for me too, right? And we're here just so we don't give up on ourselves and each other. That's why I'm here. That's why I had the motivation for creating this. And thank you all for saying yes, because I need this. This is for me, so thank you. So quitting while you're in the early or mid stage is not failure per se. It's really just impatience dressed up as, self-protection, like you're trying to stop yourself from being rejected. Everybody's nervous system will do that. This is normal. So just breathe with yourself, knowing that, this is a people business. You are a people. So as you get to know yourself and you get to know how your body works and how your nervous system works, you can really support other people in that same way, especially team members, right? So everything that we do here in this accountability group, I want you to be able to duplicate out to your new people who aren't even here yet when they come through, so that you know how to support them in being accountable for what they say that they want. Yes? Is that what we all want? This is what leaders do. We go through the motions. We all have to take a beginner's mindset right now because we are at the beginning. Truth. In the beginning, we have to measure our reps, not our income results. I have to remind myself that all the time. So, how many reach outs have I done? Reps in conversations, following up, right? Having that initial conversation, checking in with somebody when maybe we haven't spoken to them in a while. Maybe it's somebody we admire. Maybe it's somebody that admires you. Reaching out, talking to them. It's not about, pitching on that first conversation, right? It's about building that relationship, strengthening that trust, hearing what's up with them, right? Those conversations are so important. We can't just be focused on the end goal at all times. Again, we're measuring our reps in conversations, staying connected to people that are important to us. Even if somebody's not in the season of wanting to say yes to a business, so they already said that to you, but how can you stay connected to them anyway? Those are things that we want to measure. Those are things that we want to count. Following up, if they ghost you, don't take it personally, right? How many times are you going to have to talk yourself into, okay, I can do this. I can reach out. I can reach out again. Sometimes it's just a numbers game. Timing, right? Timing is everything. And again, this is the part that takes the longest. So just know the beginning, it's short-lived, but when you're in it, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to overcome all of these, fears. So I just want to reiterate, you're not in your momentum phase yet. None of us are. We are here to become someone who masters that skill of creating it. And that requires doing things that normally you'd quit because your nervous system feels uncomfortable. And I work with bodies and nervous systems, and a lot of us here do. A lot of us who are connected to NABA understand that language. So we have to be aware that the early days of networking is going to make your nervous system feel unsafe. That's just the way it is. Looking at my notes here. So why? Why does that feel unsafe to us? Because nobody likes feeling rejection. Nobody, like when somebody doesn't respond to you again, that feels like something's wrong with me. And so therefore, I'm not good enough. So I'm going to stop, right? So just learning that about yourself and your partner. And if you don't have a partner, we're going to make sure that everybody gets hooked up with either a pod or a one-on-one partner so that we can really have this face-to-face safe person where we can share this stuff with, like, wow, I really wanted to talk to this person that I really am inspired by, and I know she would be amazing, but I'm scared and I didn't do it. I went to call her and I just put my phone down because, I got too tweaked and nervous and I didn't want her to hear my voice like that, right? Like you just need somebody who can relate with you and you can say those things to, and they can just hold you accountable and be like, okay, let's try again tomorrow, right? We're not making people wrong. We're just like, okay, we're not going to give up. That's always what we're going to go to as an accountability partner. Okay, how else can we try it? Like what else is possible? That's going to be our like question of our life. What else is possible? Because it gives us another perspective. It gives our brain the space to think about, whoa, yeah, what else could I have done? Right? So we're not here to coach each other or try to like, fix each other or anything like that. It's really just how can I be someone in your life that helps you remember not to give up on you? That's what we're here. That's why we're here. And just so you know, safety does not equal success. How many of you already know that, right? That like anybody who's been successful had to go through something uncomfortable, whether it's an athlete or whatever you name it, right? We all know that to be true. So we just don't necessarily embody that truth. When it's happening to us, we just want to run. So we're just forming new skills together. It's going to feel awkward. I'm going to say it again. You're right on schedule if you're feeling awkward. You're right where you need to be. Nobody gets to skip this step. I'll ask Erin, Jules, Annette, right? We don't get to skip this step either. Doesn't matter like where you're at. This is new for all of us. This is new. This is why accountability groups are gold, because we're growing through this awkward phase together in a safe, held way. And again, that's our job. It's just, I'm not going to let you quit on you. Okay, so we're going to create a few minutes of visibility for each of us. I want you to, there's 20 of us here, so a few of us can speak if you feel guided. Write it in the chat. If you're listening on the replay, write it in your journal. I just want you to answer this question. I am here because. You don't have to over-explain, and you don't have to impress. It's really why. Why are you here in this accountability group? What do you need to hold yourself accountable to? And we're here to lead ourselves first as leaders. So this is major that you're saying yes to this. And I really want you to celebrate that moment, but be honest with yourself. You're going to share this with your accountability partner later. But first, you need to dig in. What is it? What is it that, why? Why are you here? Okay, thank you, Erin. She says, I am here because I desire to serve through NABA by supporting our community and elevating their health, wealth, energy, and freedom while allowing myself to receive the same. Thank you. Beautiful. Jamie, I'm here because I said yes and I failed in the past. So I'm here to connect for connection and guidance. Jamie, that's really raw. Thank you for sharing that. We all have a failure in our past, right? That's wanting us to reorganize ourselves and tell us we can't do this. So yay, Jamie. Brad says, I'm here because I want to do this journey with others and I want to succeed with others, not just on my own. Community, thank you. Annette, I'm here to stay the course, stay accountable, support my team, support myself, aiming for the ultimate joy of abundance in all the beautiful ways. With you in that. Who's here for that? Michelle, thank you for sharing. I'm here because I love people and I want to learn. I want to learn to connect authentically and listen to my needs and the needs of others. Awesome. Thank you. Leanne, I want to build my business and work my financial well-being in a whole new way, teaching myself that I am safe as I create and building the same experiences with others I care about and want to support. Yes, it's a great reason to be here. And Appaloosa, I'm here because I believe in Quicksilver products for health building and support, and the added opportunity to add something unique to my business that unites community, puts power back in the client's hand, and supplies support, accountability, and education. Awesome. Oh, Jenny, I'm here because I feel called and invited to show up. Fascinating. I love that. And Dr. Destia, I'm here to feel synergy and service and create alignment in actions. Great. Thank you all for these beautiful shares. Geraldine, I'm here because I want a physically and mentally healthy life so that I can pursue my dream of connecting forgotten youths and elderly people. I feel like this group will help me get there, and I'm open to learning how to do this from all of you. So good. I love it when we get vulnerable and share our hearts. Beautiful London, I'm here because I love NABA and what we've created over the last 2 years and for more personal growth and becoming. So good. And Angie says, I'm here because I'm leaning into a vehicle that feels like such an alignment to my higher being, shedding old patterns and love to co-create in like-minded community. Yes, 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 I know that about you. Fantastic, fantastic. I'm just going to read these last two. Gal says, I'm here because the vision and the heart of both Dr. Shade and Mr. Tice are resonant and entirely on par with what I want to contribute to human health and consciousness. I couldn't have said that better myself. Wonderful. Thank you. And Rena, I'm here because I feel guided to be in this space. Nothing about this feels forced, and that feels magnetic. I'm also here because I feel that I'm on earth in this life to serve as a healer and an educator for my community, and NABA feels like it also serves that purpose. Yes, 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 yes. Jules, I got two more. I don't want to not say these because they're so good. I'm here because I feel the magnitude of potential and feel a coherence with this community and the vision of NABA. It's the beginning, and this is a perfect place to begin. Awesome. Yes, it is. And Anne, I am here to help humanity in ways that humans were designed and created for. Sharing health the way it was meant to be, leading others to a better way. Yes, 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 yes. Wonderful. So just based on that energy, is this something that you can commit to holding somebody not to give up on? Right? Beautiful. So beautiful. I know that it just makes me expand even bigger, knowing that those are the hearts of the people that I get to work with. Like, what feels better than like supporting people in that? Okay, so your why is not here to motivate you. Your why is not here to make you cry, like some people say. It's not a hype tool at all. What it really is a self-retrieval tool. It's what you will return to when your nervous system panics. Okay. So your why needs to be so big and solid and grounded, just like you posted there, that you remember it when you're waking up in the morning. Because maybe you have a big day on your schedule and you have a lot of things to do. You want your why to fuel that. You want your why to get you out of bed. And you want to retrieve yourself from your panic, from your anxiety, from your fear with your why when things get scary. So when your brain starts negotiating that like exit strategy, because oh my God, this is just too much, your why is going to anchor you back and it's going to pull you towards your future. That's what a good why does. So I'm inviting us all now into a commitment energy where we can just like say to ourselves out loud, you're on mute, so just say it out loud. I'm not here for momentum yet. I give myself that grace. I'm not here for momentum yet, but I will stay long enough to get good and create momentum. We agree to that? Good. So I'll just leave you with this before I pass it on to Jules, that discomfort, anxiety, self-doubt, these are not red flags. These are signals that you're growing, that skill is forming within you. You're building your foundation. You're creating beyond those things. That's what they give you the opportunity to do. And staying is what's going to make that happen. That's the work. Staying with yourself, staying beyond that hard place and getting to the other side. So thank you for being here. And Jules, it's all you.
Thank you. I'm just kind of soaking in the energy of all of this. It's really quite a container. And I want to thank Erin and Annette and Meredith for co-creating it more so and inviting me into the space. And I'm just happy to be here. So thanks for all your little nudges. There's a few things before I share what I came to share, because I like feeling into the energy and just taking in the vibe of the moment and all of you. And it feels like being here for me is more of a circle. You know, there's been places where I've been invited into in the past, you know, to just take a seat at the table. And this just feels more like a circle. And I just want to honor that and say that we're all really in this together. And I've never started a venture quite like this from the beginning. I've come into things that there's already a lot of people that are successful and you're kind of striving to catch up to them. And, you know, you do or you don't. But this is interesting because we're all starting in the same place. It's really the beginning. And it's such an honor to be starting something. And I'm so mindful, you know, in this industry, you know, there's a lot of buzzwords like, or buzz phrases. As Meredith was speaking, I kept thinking, oh, winners never quit and quitters never win. And yeah, but like, we can do better. You know, I just want to be in that place. I heard a few people say like, oh, let's not get into the hype. You know, let's really just be present with this journey that we're on. And momentum is something that we build into. It reminded me a little bit of when we would talk about the bamboo tree. And the story of a bamboo tree is you plant those seeds and they take a really long time to grow. Like I think three, 4 or 5 years. And so like, if you can imagine yourself, the farmer planting the bamboo, you're like, where the fuck is this bamboo? It's like you're waiting. And like year 1, it's not there. Year 2, it's not there. Year 3, it's not there. And then all of a sudden that bamboo shoots up faster than you can track. And it grows really high like that year that it finally takes flight, really. And I just feel like we're all little bamboo seeds. You know, we're all just little bamboo seeds being planted, and we will grow, but it will take time. And I'm up for the journey. I'm really into the ride and the journey of it all. And I have absolute faith that we will get there. And yes, last night with Austin was just so special and magical to just witness him and, you know, just be holding this vision of his baby and what he created and now what we get to take out into the world together. So just wanted to honor that and say thank you. And thank you for being here. And thank you for inviting me into this space and all of it. So for me to like get really excited about doing anything, I have to find my coordinates in it. And yes, some people might call it a why, but I feel like we all have something bigger that we came here to do. And NABA could fuel the bigger, is the way I like to look at things. That's my reframe. So I used to call that thing a money printer. And then I met Austin Tice, a man from Texas, and he reframed that and he calls it a dairy cow. So I took that on. I said, I really like that. And basically, a dairy cow is basically like your consistent source of income that you create that then fuels your dreams. Because we all have a dream that we want to fund. We all have something that we came here to do that's just ours. Or maybe it's something that we came to do collectively with 1, 2, 3, a group of other people. And for some of us, maybe that thing is just NABA, and that's great. And I love that. And it can be whatever you want it to be. But if we talk about a dairy cow and we talk about the possibility of NABA possibly being your dairy cow, I just want you to take like 10, 15 seconds and just feel into that. You can pop something in the chat. It's a small enough group if you want to come off and just tell us, like, what is the thing that you want to create that this dairy cow could fuel. And when I say fuel, I mean financially fuel. I mean create the money that it's going to take for that other thing. And you can call it a why, call it whatever you want. I like to call it a dairy cow now. So let's see what people are saying. What's the bigger why? Does anyone want to share something?
Jules, I can share real quick as people are writing theirs in. I
Yeah.
love this so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because this is like, it feels like this is really where the energy is, right? As you're speaking, I'm like, woo, I'm like starting to just feel super lit. And my bigger why is, I have a retreat center here in Ashland and in Costa Rica, and it's such a big passion of mine and desire of mine to be able to tend these spaces in such a good way, like to be such a good steward of the land that has really, I feel, chosen me to take care of it, right? To create beauty and magic, to have a place where people can come and gather and heal and pray and play and dance and sing. So that's really my like big why.
I love that. Yes, and you're so good at tending spaces and making beauty, and look at you and just your whole vibe. It's just beautiful. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks.
HT in the house.
HT in the house. If anyone doesn't know what HT is, it's holding tank.
We have one because of Annette, so you can thank her for that beautiful ethereal tank that holds your lost people.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. When you just asked that, I was thinking about the bigger thing and I wanted to talk, and then I kind of felt like this emotion come over me because the bigger why is so big. And my husband, he has been working so hard all his life. Oh, I just want to bring him home. I just want him. We have 5 acres. This house, if you've been following me, you know it's under massive renovation and construction. And the man can do so much, but not working 40 to 60 hours a week. He is so supportive of my dreams, of me wanting to do NABA and every other exciting thing that I've like sunk my teeth into. But this for me last night, if you guys saw me on the call last night, I was rubbing his ankle on the call because he shattered his leg years ago. Went skiing yesterday on ice because we don't have a lot of snow. He went with our daughter and their whole school every Monday, and his leg was shattering in that ski boot. And so in that broken area where there's so much scar tissue, he was in agony, and he's in agony today, and he's just limping everywhere. And I think, my God, I would just love to bring this man home and make him, because that would make me smile. And I know it's about us, but you guys have no idea the benefits I'll have if my husband's home. Like even just driving my daughter to school. There's a lot that this has to do with for me, I promise. But knowing that the bigger picture is having this man home, even if it's just part-time, that is my bigger moo holy milking cow. Why? So
I love that. That is a big dairy cow. It's beautiful.
Thanks for letting me talk for so long.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's see. So we've got some other ones. Appaloosa, helping to fund a retreat space on our land on Kauai. Oh, I love Kauai. That's such a heart home for me. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And there's some other really nice ones here as well. So, when the dairy cow is yours to do what you want. Someone might have another business idea and you just need the funding and don't feel like raising it elsewhere, so you can go raise it yourself. Meredith and I make jokes all the time that this is the house that the other dairy cow built. So it doesn't have to be, and I love your hearts, it could be something really profound, like building a retreat center, bringing your husband home, just funding a business idea or a creative project that you have, or something that you just want to put out into the world. So whatever it is personal to each person here, and all dairy cow ideas matter. So when we look at the thing that we want to create, and Meredith alluded to this a little bit, we're talking about like really sinking in, like things take time. Things don't happen overnight, and really being willing to lean into the journey of it and knowing that we're at the beginning and that big results require focus. So one of the things that I always will kind of have a conversation with myself about when I'm getting ready to do something is, am I willing to stay the course? Am I willing to put the time in and give this my full attention? I really believe that it's like when we're multitasking, we lose a certain percentage of our IQ. This is a fact. You can look this up. It's really not possible to focus on more than one thing at a time, although many of us do it. I mean, we multitask, we do a ton of things at once. But it's safe to say that whatever we're doing in addition to the main thing is going to lose a little, right? It's just not going to get all of us. So when we're doing something big, and in this case, I'm assuming everybody's kind of all in on this NAVA accountability call, are you willing to take a finite amount of time, whatever that is? For me, it's a year. It's like we're at the beginning of a new year. I think a year is perfect. And say, I am going all in, like I've never gone all in on anything before, and make this like a laser focus. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like, get a divorce and like tell your kids to go screw and like don't do anything fun for the year. And you can do all of those things still. But can you make the main thing the main thing? And is NAVA the main thing? And if it is, can you give it your all? Can you really put it into that laser-like focus? Because that's been the recipe of success for me. I can really only speak to my own experience. Anything that I've wanted to do, and I've done some interesting things that have taken my focus, like write 2 books, and Dr. Aaron can relate to that. It takes a lot. So can you make the main thing, and in this case, NAVA? So a couple of questions just to ask yourself, and we can play around in the chat, or you can come off and speak. It's a small group. Am I willing to give this a full year of my attention? Am I willing to put in the work even when it's hard and the results aren't instant, as Meredith had said? Because we can't always measure the results in immediate real time. And something that I know about this business really well, and there may be a few of you that can reflect in this truth, the seeds that you plant in the season that you're in now will not show for 1 or 2 seasons. So all the work that we put in right now in this month of January, it ain't going to show up next month. And it's probably not going to show up the next month. But come spring, come summer, you're going to start to see some of those seeds that you planted pop up. And you got to be willing to stay with it in order to reap the rewards of it. So should we do a little exercise? Would that be fun? Okay. So let's write down, if you want to, how long you're going to commit. What is your time frame of focus? Pop it in the chat or just make a little note. I don't want to take up all the time. I think I only had about 10 minutes, so keep me on track there. I want HG to have her time. 100%, nice. Yeah, and just keep that in your own. I think everybody's probably got a little journal. These are just questions, there's no pressure around this. It's just something to track that I think it's important for each one of us to say yes and know how much we're going to commit. And I invite you to give us a year. Like, give me a year. I always say that to people, like, just give me a year. Like, run with me for a year. And if we get to the end of this year and you're like, fuck Jules, okay, fine. Like, I'm standing corrected. But I'm going to guess that at the end of this year, we'll be doing NAVA New Year's maybe somewhere. And we're going to be celebrating. We're going to be popping bubbly with some really nice tunes playing. So just give us a year. And, this gets into like more of the work around it. You got to like kill the old contract to get into the new one. And that might sound a little harsh, but, some questions that I like to ask myself, and I'll invite you to ask yourself the same, like, what are you no longer willing to tolerate in terms of how you earn, spend, or avoid money or avoid success? Like, get into like, I'm kind of done with this, whatever that is. So what are you no longer willing to tolerate in how you earn, spend, or avoid money or success? You can plug and play. what version of yourself is expired? Like we're all there. Like there's parts of all of us that I'm sure we can look at and we're just like, I'm kind of done. I'm done with that rinse and repeat. And who pays the price when you don't follow through, right? Like we're only hurting one person, and that's ourselves. Maybe Annette's hurting Bo. It sounds like he would be pretty upset if she didn't follow through on this. But who pays the price ultimately? Does anyone want to share?
Beautiful questions, Jules.
Does anyone want to share on?
Angie does.
Oh,
Angie does.
oh, Angie.
Hey,
Oh, sorry,
hey,
sorry, sorry. I
hey,
can't find
Jules.
you. There you are.
I was just feeling such a loop around to last night's call with Ken Honda and Annette. Girl, boy, am I feeling you because I felt that question last night too, and that earning well, working hard, always being at it, and feeling like we don't have what I would really like to show in legacy world for our comfortable golden years together, for the legacy I want to leave for my kids, for some of the love child projects I'd like to be able to just support because I want to and I can. So I was just feeling, I know last night, if anybody missed the call last night with Ken Honda, he kept talking about having these 20 brothers. And people are like, does he really have 20 brothers? But what he was talking about was that he had a younger version of himself, and that younger version is paying him now, and he calls that a brother. And he's created like 20 different, more than that, I'm sure, income streams and opportunities that even though he created it like in his 20s and in his 30s are still paying him. So I want to create a bunch of daughters. I'm like ready for those daughters to like show up and let's create the daughters this year and sons that like launch all of us and keep supporting us and feeding us into the future. So that's what I'm feeling.
I love that. I love that. And I'm
So good.
frozen and everybody else is frozen. So, okay, perfect. There you are. It unfroze. Wow, that got blasted out into the quantum field, Angie. I felt that one. It froze the whole screen. Um, Renda, I'm just going to go with what I can see. I'm no longer willing to tolerate my fear of being judged online, stopping me from becoming more visible on social media platforms. Wow, that's a big one. I feel that one with you. Social media is not my fave. So I really feel that. Beautiful. Well, I want to wrap it up because I want HT to be able to jump in. And I would say, kind of work with that. And when you're ready in your own time, you just want to lock it in. You want to take that. I'm a huge fan of, repetition, if you have a meditation practice or just something that kind of continues to give you, that focal point of reminding yourself of what it is that you're creating. So just lock that in for yourself, keep it in your journals, and again, just full circle. I do believe that Naba can be the dairy cow that each one of us is looking for and can fuel whatever your dream, your passion, or your why is. So thanks for letting me speak, and I'll let HT take the mic.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Jules. What an epic piece of the pie that was. And flashback into last night. So I want to say here that I think we might go a little over time, but I'm going to actually try and talk and get my verbiage out quick enough so that we can wrap at a reasonable time frame. So bear with me if I go a little faster than I had anticipated, but I really want to honor everybody's time here. So it's really interesting for me what my piece to this, and again, thank you, Jules and Meredith and Aaron. Just I feel so honored to be here with you guys and all of you on here because I speak with most of you quite often. So thank you. But I got the job of sort of like grounding vision into logic and longevity. And I find that to be everything that we're talking about is kind of leading into this moment. And first, I want to talk about exercising a muscle that maybe not all of us are comfortable with. And I can tell you right now, I don't normally train this way in the sense of such clear and concise organization. I normally just write my notes down, go on with my team, and just roll with it. So this is a new muscle for me to work with a team to say, okay, here we're going to do this, and this is how it's all going to tie in together. So I want to recognize that all of us are using new muscles, new tools as we go into the vibe of Naba, the new year. We're in this shedding of the snake, moving into the horse and the power of moving ahead. So there's a lot of excitement and tying in Dr. Lita's call that we talked about last Monday, then Ken Honda's last night, and wait till you guys meet John Sene next Monday night. All of what we're talking about here is actually layered, and no one planned this. It's such a great and epic stepping into what we're going to be doing here. So I'm going to be quick. And I have some notes because, again, this is a new muscle that I'm exercising. And I want to reiterate a few of the things that have been said. I am your hype girl. So to not have the emotional hype piece is a new muscle for me. I got to tone it down because I am your cheerleader that's always in the back. So it's okay to come in and be who you are and where you are. If your personality is that hype girl, you can hype your team, but just I would recommend keeping it realistic and not saying let's make 50,000 this month. Like let's hone it in, tone it down, and recognize the pace and where we're at and the skills that we're trying to acquire in order to create that longevity and that structure. Like you can't put the walls up without the concrete slab. So there's a step-by-step manner in these skills that we're creating in order for, I think it was Jenny that said it's like the long pace, it's the marathon. And we just have to find and dig deep that patience. One of the things Austin said to me is, Annette, you have no patience. I'm like, I really don't. I'm working on it, but I'm so animated and excited. And that cheerleader, I want it all to happen now. So I want you guys to recognize that when someone tells me to run the marathon, to do yoga, to do the slower pace things, I laugh because it's not my personality, but it's my test. It's my discomfort. And the way to get to be successful to me is to get uncomfortable. So I'm having to practice skills that are not normally mine. All right. We're going to go over, let's see, I don't need to, I'm in my notes. It's like, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? I feel like I'm going to reiterate things that were already said. Clearly, we're all here for a reason, and we know that our time is valuable. And then I want to say, with that time piece, and we're not here yet. So just hear me out. Don't take this as like a judgment or a demand. But guys, if you want full-time pay, you got to give it full-time energy. Whether that's emotionally, physically, whatever it is that you're doing, but you can't complain that your paycheck is smaller, that your people aren't here when you're not here. So monkey see, monkey do. Are you half in? That's okay. You're going to get half the pay. You're going to get half the results most likely. But if you're all in, are you going to get all of that pay? Like what is it that you want to achieve? And what is the time that you're willing to give? Are you going to say, guys, I got 15 minutes every morning. I'm going to do my rebounder. I'm going to do my stretches. I'm going to text blitz for 15 and I'm going to I'm going to do mindset for 15. I'm going to do a meditation in the meditation hub. I'm going to do something that's going to activate me. Like, what is it that you want to give? And I feel like it's really hard to know what you're going to give if you don't know what you want to get out of it. So I think that those are things that we can start thinking about as we're sort of in this time of shedding still. We're not meant to make and create these massive actions. There's no judgment if this is a direction that you don't want to go. It's a recommendation of really finding yourself and how much you really want to jump in. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll down. The comp plan doesn't create income. People skills create income. I know that that sounds crazy, but you don't have to know this entire comp plan in order to do good here. I know a lot of people are like me. I'm a Virgo, I'm Asian. Listen, it's all in me. I like structure, I like walls and roofs and furnishings. Like, I love all of that, but you don't have to like clean your entire office in order to make a phone call. You don't have to do those things that are going to stress you out. That's called sort of like delayed satisfaction because are you worried about what that person's going to say? Like, dig into that, feel that, and decide if that's serving you or not. But know that the comp plan will pay you out, but it's the skills that are gonna make that cash out, if that makes sense. So stay with us, stay with your pod and your group, and make sure that you decide how you're going to move forward and dig your heels in, because I think that's what we want to do. Because before momentum shows up in numbers, it does show up in skills. I'm skipping ahead of all my notes, guys. My goodness, it's top of the hour. Your job right now is not to master the plan. Your job is to participate long enough for the plan to do what it was designed to do. So stick around. We're gonna stay with the longevity, and I'm still scrolling. I'm not gonna even go that whole section. And if your nervous system can relax here, your mind will follow. And when your mind is calm, your actions become sustainable. That is like love to me. I like that. For me was an incredible statement. And that is how real businesses are truly built. Find that trust, and we're going to be able to make sure that you all know that the structure is here, the safety is here, and then we're going to move into momentum starting, I think, next week, right, guys? All right. Let me make sure that I've gone through my notes. Oh, one of the things that I was asked to mention when you're talking to people, since I didn't want to give you action items, but I want you to know something that you can say to people since the Maj sale is ending on Sunday. I know I'm talking fast, so thanks for bearing with me. I want to remind you guys that I'm telling people, don't forget that you can do the Affirm. Affirm is no money down, and it's monthly payments, and they don't even have to start paying until 30 days from now. So I just want you guys to know that as the sale is ending on Sunday, and if you really want to take this to the next level and have your people join us on January 14th, I wanted to let you know that that communication could come. It doesn't have to come right away in your first text or even in that first second, but I want you to be able to know that you can have that communication with them. And with that, I am going to pass it on to Erin for closing. I want to say, are there questions? But I want to honor the time. So if you want, you can also ask me questions in the accountability group, and I'll check the chat as well. Thanks for letting me chat with you all.
Yay. And yes, feel free to use that group. That group is for all of us. If there's any unfinished business that doesn't get hit on this call today, that's why we have that group. So yes, Erin, please close us out.
Before Erin closes us out, I just want to answer Leanne's question on are the calls going to be at 2 Eastern Standard Time regularly, just so everyone knows.
Yep. Yes. Yay. Are these ladies amazing or what? Holy moly. So good. So good. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And we're going to be on for another about 15 minutes. I really want to give this first call the time that it deserves. If you have to go, completely honor that. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your love. And just so great to be with all of you. But we're going to close with a brief meditation after I go over the homework. And the meditation, I want to say that this is what this season is calling for. Again, season of receptivity. This is a time of going within. This is a time of listening. This is a time of creating coherence. This is a time of doing our practices, really upping the ante on our practices of listening and being, rather than going out and taking massive action. Yes, if you're inspired to go make 100 phone calls today, do it. Follow that impulse. Be authentic. But this season calls and requires a deeper commitment to your inner practice. And that's what we're going to focus on in just a minute. And I want to follow up with something that Jules talked about with the commitment and with really making the choice to be all in. I wrote a post the other day about devotion. And devotion, I love that word, and it's my word for 2026 is devotion. Because what that word means to me is giving yourself fully, your full soul, your full heart to something without conditions, without guarantees, without risk assessment, right? It's so easy for us to, oh my God, the pros and the cons of doing NABA, and it's not happening fast enough, and this could go wrong, and that could go wrong, and all the things, right? It's like when you're devoted to something, you say yes just because you're devoted to it. And it's a big word, right? And that's really, that's really what we're seeing and feeling here in this group together is who are the ones that are devoted to the mission, right? It's like this company is going to succeed because of us, or it's going to fail because of us, right? And we're the ones in the beginning, and we're the ones that get to choose our level of devotion and saying yes fully just because. So I wanted to say that. I also want to say that this season is really about seeing things with fresh eyes. So it's almost like even forget what's happened in the past 2 months. A lot's happened in the past 2 months. Oh my goodness. I really want to inspire you to put that down and come to this now with fresh eyes of innocence and purity and like, wow, what's the potential? What could be if I really give my full self to this for a full year, right? We're here. We are the ones that are going to create this ripple out into the rest of the field. So beginning to come into our meditation, and again, this coherence in meditation is so important because it's why Austin is at Joe Dispenza right now, right? He knows that this is where the energy that we need to create success is birthed. NABA was birthed. The vision of NABA was birthed at a Joe Dispenza event. I love sharing that because this whole mission and vision was birthed from the field, right? And what I know as someone who's been devoted to meditation and working with people for the past, almost 30 years, 26 years as a chiropractor and mentoring people, is that this space is where it all comes from. All the magic, all the miracles, all the energy, all the yeses, all the inspiration, all of the energy for action comes from this space. So I want to invite you to join me for about 5 to 7 minutes in this space together so that we can come into coherence and really devote ourselves for this 5 to 7 minutes to our practice, to our yes, to our listening. And Meredith, if you could just give me the thumbs up that you can hear the music along with my voice. Great. Okay, beautiful. So go ahead and just close your eyes. Thank you again for staying on for this piece. And just coming into your breath. Coming into your body, coming into your center. Letting your shoulders drop. Relaxing your body, relaxing your face. Connecting a golden cord of light again into the center of the earth. Feeling a golden bubble of light around you and around this container. this golden orb of light, a permeable barrier, allowing in only what is of highest service to the most activated, abundant, and energized timeline within Naba. And feeling this permeable barrier keeping out everything you no longer need. The voices, the thoughts, the beliefs, the criticisms, the fears, the judgments. And just beginning as you breathe into your center to connect with this field of infinite potential that lives here. Infinite possibility, infinite magic, infinite blessing of health, wealth, freedom, energy. Beginning to feel the gratitude in your heart. The gratitude for your willingness to listen, to prepare. Feeling your yes, fortifying that yes with your breath. Feeling your identity right now as one who chooses to be here. I choose to be here now. And feel yourself here now. Feel yourself preparing for momentum. Still, present, grateful. In your joy and excitement, maybe putting a smile on your face, or moving your body in a certain way that helps you be more in this joy, in this yes, in this moment of preparation and trust, deep, deep trust that you are here now, in the right place, at the right time. The perfect divine timing, divine unfolding. Seeing balance in your life, balance in your teams, blessing all of those little bubbles that are below you on your right, that are below you on your left. Blessing those bubbles with light, energy, gratitude. Seeing the growth. Deciding to be the person who can receive that growth. Receptivity. deciding to open and stretch in this container, to allow more in, more life, more connection, more love, more money, more energy. Deciding now to expand into receptivity. Just putting a hand on your heart. Once again, feeling your own heart, celebrating yourself for your yes. Feeling all the hearts of those in this container and celebrating their yes. And feeling this golden orb of light growing, 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 and spreading out to be a beacon of light for those who are looking for exactly what we have to offer. And just taking a deep, deep breath. When you're ready, opening your eyes. Thank you all so much for being here, for creating the field. We are creating the field together in this container. It's such an honor. It's a big thing. Big, big thing. So thank you again for your presence. And just a few words of homework. So our job now is to solidify our why, write it down, find your accountability partner or pod. If you don't have one, reach out to Annette, reach out to myself, reach out to Meredith or Jules. Let's get you hooked up with someone that you can really witness. The accountability is about witnessing each other, right? Like Meredith said, not coaching, not fixing, just witnessing each other in our continued yes. And you're going to be sharing your why with them. And also an identity statement, which is something as simple as I am someone who stays. I am someone who stays is a great identity statement, right? And choosing a mantra. And so your mantra can be, I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I choose to be here now. I am preparing for momentum. Whatever feels right for you. I stay, I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I choose to be here now. And I am preparing for momentum. Choose one of those mantras. And say it every single day. You can say it to your partner, you can hear and witness your partner, but this is your homework, right? This is the accountability group. We're here to hold each other accountable and to stay connected in this way. It's really what's going to make this group what it is. So thank you all so, so much for being here with us today. Thanks for staying on, and we will see you next Tuesday at 11 Pacific. Lots and lots of love.